Today we're going to talk about a new feature in WISH and WebWISH. It's how to secure notes by category based on a group of employees. And it's a new function found in WISH 2023.02 as well in WebWISH 2023.4.4.2. I'm going to show you how to do it in WISH first, and then the second part of this video is going to be how to do the exact same thing in WebWISH. So the first step in securing notes by a group of employees is to set up your employee groups. And that's done when you're logged in with somebody with the administrative role. And if you go under admin functions, you'll notice that the third option from the top says worker groups. If you open up worker groups, this is where you can create different groups of workers. For example, if we want to create a shelter group of workers, we create a code, a unique code. I'll just call it shelter workers, and then we click the save button. Once we've saved it, we can add our workers to it. Of course, our demo doesn't have very many workers, so in this case I've just added them all. But of course, in your scenario, you would be more selective. And then I can create a second group. So now I've got the admin and Tammy in the STV group, and under the SH group, I have the admin, Marg, and Tammy together. Now that you've created the employee group, the next thing you do is attach the groups to the note categories that you want to protect by group policy. So we're going to close this screen, and we're going to go to Code Maintenance, and Workbook Codes, and Category of Notes Codes. On this screen here, I'm going to filter it by just showing me the allowed codes only, and you can see what we've got in here. So for example, if under the shelter notes SH1 category, I can elect to apply a group policy code to that. So if I click on this checkbox here, you'll notice when I do, it pops up the option to add a group policy to that specific note category. And now under here, I can pick the employee workers that I want to be able to read those notes. So if I pick, for example, shelter worker and add that here. I can do the same thing with this category, select protect with group policy, and pick the employee group that I want to add. And I can do that with any particular note category in here. I can even add more than one group. So that is how you add employee groups to be able to read specific notes. When you have the protect with group policy enabled on a note category, any note that is currently written with that category code will be protected, and only employees in the specific employee groups will be able to read and see those notes. If you're using WebWISH, you do the same scenario. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you've got employee groups set up. Again, I'm logged in as somebody with the admin role, and I'm going to go up to the admin functions menu, and you notice down here in the bottom of the menu there's a worker groups. If I click into here, this is where I can set up groups of workers categorized by the job roles that they're in. Once again, if I create a group for shelter workers, I might code that SH, and we'll give it an appropriate description. And once I've got that typed in, I'm going to click the yellow save button at the top. And once the group code is created, I can add workers to that. I've just created a group for shelter workers with these 3 workers in there. And now I'm going to create a new worker group. Okay, so I've created a worker group coded STV for my Stopping the Violence program, and the workers in that one are both the admin and Tammy. As well, I created a group code for my shelter workers, and in that group I've got the admin, Marg, and Tammy. Now that I've created my employee groups, what I do next is I add the employee group to any of the note categories that I want to secure by a group policy. To do that, I go into Code Maintenance menu and Workbook Codes and Category of Notes Codes. I'm going to apply this filter that will show only the allowed codes, and you can see the codes here that my staff can use. If I want to apply a group policy, say to this specific category, SH1 for shelter notes, what I do is once I've selected that line in the table, I click on this checkbox over on the right side that says Enable the Group Policy. When I click that, you see that the screen changes, and now I can choose the employee group that I want to be able to read notes that are written with that category. So I'm going to choose the SH shelter workers, and I'm going to click Add and Remove from List. I can do the same thing to this second category. I want to enable the group policy, and I want to add the employee group shelter workers. Now I'm going to go to the outreach notes, and in this one, I might want to have a couple of different employee groups be able to access these notes. So I'm going to click Enable Group Policy. I'm going to say that the shelter workers can access these notes, as well as the STV employee group. And I just add that to the list. That's how you add a group policy to secure the notes written under a certain category.